All right, I've held it off for long enough. Let's talk about Joe Biden. Sam Crosby looking forward to 4 more years of the greatest presidency of all time, a vibrant candidacy, and of course Hollie Hughes, who's standing by in the Senate in Canberra, who's just enjoying the fun that's happening right now. So let's not muck around, Sam.
The state of American democracy is not strong, is it?
Not amazing.
You know, when yes, we've all seen the clips of Joe stumbling and bubbling through the debate. The image of two of them arguing about who's got the better golf game was genuinely bizarre, genuinely strange. And you think this is, you know, what would Vladimir Putin or President Xi be thinking watching this, saying one of these guys is the next president? Great.
Well, yeah, correct. Well, the presidents for life in both scenarios.
Sure,
right?
sure.
But okay, so what we're watching now, family blame everyone else. They're the ones who decided to keep him out there, right? Staff are
blaming
saying
the
it's
makeup
all CNN,
artist?
the makeup artist,
The
all the rest.
makeup artist?
Again, we don't know. We're not in the family, all the rest of it. But it feels like the media freak out publicly is louder than the machine freak out, which is apparently quite loud behind the scenes. So does he get another chance? Do you think it's a sooner rather than later, or this is a long burn if there is to be a change?
I think he's snookered himself, and I think he was snookered as soon as he put Kamala Harris on the ticket 4 or 5 years ago.
Correct.
So if he were to pull out at any stage, I genuinely, and I see these people with their flights of fancy saying, "Oh, Michelle Obama," or this person.
Please.
It's not going to happen. If he pulls out, it'll be Kamala Harris, almost certainly.
Correct.
And if that happens, I think that's a worse outcome for them than Joe, even in his diminished state.
So, Hollie, again, right, like we look at the data, we talk about it all the time. It's not about 50 states. It's not about a 2-horse race. It's a 5-horse race, basically, in 5 or 6 states. We've also seen in America that in Pennsylvania, in their Senate election, there's a guy called John Fetterman. He had a stroke. It literally was a meat puppet versus a TV doctor, and everyone just goes to their corners. Yes, independents, they all saw what they saw, right? And I think on law of averages, they're going to go Trump's way right now. But what does it tell you about the sort of institutional way that kind of people who talk about politics for a living freak out on TV, but then the people who should be saying the emperor has no clothes all go out on TV and say, it just was one bad night?
Well, I think it was a pretty bad night, and I don't know if you watched the whole thing. I was in an inquiry, so I didn't get to watch it all, but I did over the weekend, and I got to tell you, it took me quite a way to get through it because it was just so painful to watch, and it'd get paused, and then I'd go back because I mean it was just incredible to watch the performance, and I think to Sam's point, the golf swing and the handicap was, I think, a phenomenal part of it, just very, very strange. But the blame now that's being cast around on why he had such a bad night is quite frankly ridiculous. I mean, he's a professional. He's been doing this for 4 decades. There's no way you don't know which camera is on you to look down at that point in time.
No,
I mean,
it's
farcical. But to the point about Kamala Harris, the Democrats have been out over the past couple of days since the debate raising millions and millions of dollars. And under campaign finance law, that cannot be used for any other candidate other than Joe Biden or Kamala Harris.
Great point.
So, all of this money that they've been raising, if they're going to make a change, they're going to have to make it sooner rather than later, because that war chest is going to be very, very empty if they wait until August. And they're going to have all this money that they can't use put aside for Biden.
That is such a brilliant point because, again, basically we're in a scenario where he's doing any and everything he can to fortify himself, be it when the debate was, be it when the convention is, be it who the vice president is, be it via the money. And also he knows that when push comes to shove, all the people who want to take over in 4 years' time are all going to have to back him now for the hope that should he win, or even should he lose, that he gets to put his machine behind them. It's fascinating to watch. But again, the big news tonight, 2 hours from now, Supreme Court comes out and makes its decision about whether presidential immunity means anything you do while you're the president, you can never be held legally responsible for, or whether there's some sort of midpoint, and the charges would stay in things like, say, a January 6th. That'll be fascinating. You'll see the details in the middle of the night. If, like me, you'll be doing an all-nighter, or you'll see it tomorrow morning with Pete Stefanovic. Thank you very much, Senator, future Senator.